Hello producers, it's Ozgun here and welcome to the channel. In this tutorial we will show you how we made Dive Into This World. It's a main stage BIGROOM track but also has tons of techno influence. So in this video HIFEER is gonna show you the production project, and after that I will take over the video and I'm gonna show you how we finalize this track. Any further, let's jump to that video.
Hey everybody, this is HIFEER and today I'm going to show you how I made our latest track, Dive Into This World. And here I got the project, guys, and as you see I worked really organized on this one because there are a lot of sounds that I had to take care of, and actually I don't want to lose any of them. That's why I just did it. I want to start with the drop part first actually, because as you guys know it's the most important part for any kind of electronic music genre. So first let's have a listen to it and then we'll get into the tutorial and see how I made it. So yeah, that was the first drop, guys, and actually in the second drop we didn't change a lot of things. We just shaped the main melody a little bit more different, but they all sounded cool at the end actually. So let's start by analyzing the drums first, because there's a tip I want to give you guys. So it is about creating your drums before everything, because if you don't have a melody in your mind that you can directly put into your project, I think you should have something to inspire you. For example, if you have drums, you can create your melody more easier, you know. So if you don't have anything and just trying to, you know, push the buttons and try to create your melody, that might be a little bit frustrating for you. So what you can do is first create your drums, then go around it, you know. That will help you a lot. So that's the thing I generally do in my BIGROOM techno projects. So let's see what I got here in terms of drums. Firstly, obviously I got a BIGROOM techno kick here with the top kick. That's a pretty basic techno kick actually. And then obviously we got a rumble here, which is playing your sub bass role. Let's hear it. So this is our rumble, and actually I don't want to keep this part really long because it's going to change a lot of things in terms of kick and bass. So these are not the things you can hear in the final version of the song, so there's no point to keep this part real long. So the tip I can give you guys, so you might ask me how we can set our rumble bass with the kick, you know, how the relation should be between your kick and sub bass. So there's a trick you can use. Analyzing the waveforms of your sub bass or rumble with your kick, you'll understand, because they should be almost at the same level, or your sub bass should be a little bit less volume than your kick. So let's see the waveforms of the kick and rumble here. As you see, they are almost at the same level, so that means they are good. And in the rest of the drums I got simple rides and, you know, head loops that you can hear in every kind of BIGROOM techno tracks. So what you can do with your head and right loops is panning them to right and to the left, because they can be a little bit more wider this step, which is pretty cool actually. I generally do it. So let's see how I did it. It's pretty basic. Just play with this button and you'll have that, you know, result. As you see, I just make them a little bit wider by panning. So yeah, that was the drums, and we can get into the another step, which is the leads, one of the most important parts for a BIGROOM techno track. Let's see how we made it. So when it comes to the leads, it might be a little bit frustrating for you actually, because you really have to be unique at this step. Otherwise you cannot sign your song to big labels, because they are looking for some unique styles, you know, not the leads everyone can use. So be patient at this step and try to look for some unique styles. So I think we did well in this track actually. So let's hear the leads only first, then we'll get into the details and I'll show you the processing of the leads. So yeah, they were the leads, and let's see the main leads processing first, and it's the most important parts of BIGROOM techno tracks. So as you see, I got 4 leads here, and one of them is my main lead, obviously, from Spider, called LD Crunch. So there's a tip you can always try to do in your tracks when you create your leads. First, try to find your mono lead, main lead, then support it with different or similar kind of sounds. So here I supported it with, you know, some save sounds. Here's the third one, and all together sounded like this. Actually, we better listen it with the second drop because we got more notes here. So yeah, let's see the processing of the leads. And actually, I use a lot of plugins in this project. That's not the thing I usually do, but as you know, there's no real music production. You can do whatever you want as long as it sounds cool. Let's see one by one actually, but I want to show you every kind of, you know, EQs and explain them because otherwise the video will be about 5 hours. So let's see only the important parts here. And first, I got a Camel Crusher here with British Clean, which is pretty well known that everyone uses. Then I got Saturn here, which is a preset from really, I guess, from my old project. Then here's a reverb that you can use. You can use any, you know, any kind of reverb plugin. Actually, I just prefer Art Acoustic Reverb. But of course, you gotta control it with Peak Controller. Then I got a filter delay here. Then I got an EQ that cut lows, a little bit highs, a little bit mids. So you can just make the sound in your face. Then I got another EQ here. As I told you before, I don't want to show you every single things and explain them. Just really with simple words. Just have a suit here to make cut the harsh frequencies of the leads. Obviously, we got a sidechain here. Then I got DSD, which is an awesome plugin you can use to give a little bit more, you know, distortion or saturation to your sounds. Then I got another EQ, another one, a wider here to make the sound obviously the wider. I got an EQ here, a little bit boost on mids. Got a filter here. I got a volume balance here. I got another EQ, another one, another EQ, and I got, I guess, automated a delay here. Then I got one more EQ. I don't want to show any EQs anymore. Another EQ. Then I got Ozgun exciter for some saturation. You know, it makes the sounds a little bit more lively. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it is a cool one. Another EQ, and finally one more EQ thanks to FabFilter by creating this amazing plugin. So yeah, these were the leads actually, and there's really no specific mixing techniques in other leads, so I don't want to show them as well. So yeah, but actually you can do similar kind of processing to your leads. And yeah, let's hear it with the drums only, and we'll get into the another part, which is noises, atmosphere sense, and other parts. So let's hear the drums and leads only, what we got so far. So next step is noises, which is really fun part because they have such an impact to your drops, even if they sound like really basic, but they have really big impact on our drops. So I want to let you hear, guys, my noises separately first, then I'll show you the processing of it. Actually, there's not, you know, not much special things here. They're just noises, but let's hear them first. So yeah, these were my noises, but what I did with the noises is, of course, some of sidechain with the same sidechain of the leads, but I also do some panning stuffs on noises as well, because I think noises are a really great tool to make your song bigger and wider. And as you hear, for example, I put this sound to a little bit right, and some crowd noises on the left. And these together created, you know, a wider noises. And with the other ones, it gives, you know, really good impact to our tracks. So yeah, noises are playing a really cool role in every kind of song. Let's hear them with the atmosphere sounds as well, because these two elements, you know, are kind of similar. They both are tools to fill out your background, but they have really good impact. So yeah, these were my atmosphere sounds, and together with the noises, they sound like this. Yeah, next step is the small affixes, which you can also call the ear candy stuffs. So they're also kind of playing the same role with the noises and atmosphere sounds. They're also filling out the background noises. But let's hear them separately first. So yeah, these were the things I used in the drop of our track Dive Into This World. So here's the drop without any kind of ear candy and background sounds. And with ear candy and noises and atmosphere sound. So in the first breakdown, actually I don't have a lot of things going on. As the second breakdown, actually, what makes the breakdown a little bit different is the sound effects I use here are really low to use. Small effects on my breakdown, they give really great impact. Of course, some atmosphere sounds here. So let's see what we got here in terms of small effects. Even if we listen them separately, they give us kind of movie opening. So I got 3 atmosphere as well. So this is where the track starts. Let's see. So we get a reese bass here, pretty basic reese bass. Then I covered it with some plugs. Then I got a one shot here. Yep, it's kind of scream feeling. And I got 2 samples here from Kashmir X. They sounded really amazing to me, and I just put them on a background to give a little more movie kind of sounds or vibe in the breakdown. They're also panning, because I wanted to make the breakdown bigger as well. So all together with the atmosphere sounds and some drums. Wait, I forgot to show you guys the drums actually. So I got some drums here as well, some build-up drums. So yeah, this is the breakdown we made, and all together, that is everything we got. It sounds like this.
Allow me to start. Rave with me, please. Open the vault of dreams. Let this be a poem of life.
So the next step is the second breakdown, which is kind of unique in terms of BIGROOM Techno track. But let's hear it first, then we'll see the processing of the things we used in this one.
Allow me to start. Rave with me, please. Open the vault of dreams. Let this be a poem of life. We're not done yet. Close your eyes. Dive into this world. We're not done yet. Open the vault of madness. Close your eyes. Dive into this world.
Yeah, that was the second breakdown, and as you guys hear, we did few changes according to the first breakdown. For example, we got some trance vibes right here, and at the first 15 seconds of the second breakdown, we don't have much different things actually. We just copied the same things to the second breakdown. But what we did is actually putting a lot of atmosphere and small effects sounds to make it more cinematic, because otherwise, it might be cool just putting the vocals and reverb bass and plugs. It might sound cool, and to make it unique you gotta use a lot of things like background sounds, small effects. So let's hear these small effects and atmosphere sounds together here. And of course, do not forget to pan some sounds to the right and some sounds to the left. Of course, especially when you use some atmosphere and small effects and stuff. Don't put all of them, right in the middle of the project. Just keep them a little bit wider. This is the moment where the magic begins actually, which is kind of trance vibes and also my favorite part of the project. What we got here, obviously the trance plugs, trance orbs. So let's see the processing of this translates, and I use 5 Nexus leads here. And they are all in the same channel, and let's see the channel real quick. So, oops, where's the channel? There you go. So I guess it's kind of same channel with the lead bus. We got Camel Crusher, we got reverb, play, an EQ, wider, a 3 of EQs again, an enhancer to make it wider, and wider to make it wider. Obviously, we got 2 more EQs here, and simpler for the filter of trance leads. So hear them separately first. You see, I created a pen automation here to make it a little more, feel unique to the listener. Yeah, it was sounded cool actually. But let's hear the translates with processing and no processing, because I think the processing on this one had a huge impact with the sounds. Let's see it. That's kind of incredible. So after I created the leads, the arms, I just used the real bass line, a different one, a low bass line. It's kind of one octave upper. Some break choirs, which gives really cinematic feeling to the listener. It's on the right. It's on the left. Some sorry kind of sounds, but they're on the right. Some pads, high pads on the left, and some other, atmosphere kind of pads on the right. Like finally I got one more scene here. So they all sound like this. So yeah, that was the part I really enjoyed most. Then we jump into the second build-up, which is a little bit different from the first build-up. We got more energy and claps right here, but it's kind of the same. And we just have filter leads here. Let's hear first. Then we got the plugs we use and the reeds we use in the first build up, and all together sound like this. Yeah, so before we get into the second drop, I want to show you the guys the thing I forgot to show you, which is the riser, which gives a really lot of energy to the build-ups. So let's hear them separately. So yeah, it's time for the second drop, which is kind of more energetic, according to the first one, because as I told you before, we shaped the rhythm a little bit faster, so it's kind of more energetic. So let's see what we got in the second drop, where we didn't change a lot of things. As I told you before, we just shaped the melody a little bit more different than the first drop. And obviously we got some synths right here to add some variations, some movements to the drop. But rest of the sounds like drums, noises, atmosphere sounds, and small fixes are kinda the same as the first drop. But yeah, we got some differences right here. And the first thing I want to show you guys the rhythm of the main melody, which is pretty energetic in the second drop. So let's hear it first separately, and we'll get into the synths we used that we didn't use in the first drop. Then I'll end the video. Then Ozgun will take over the video and show you the final version of everything. Let's see before that how the leads sounds like. We got some rave shots right here, which is an awesome, awesome feeling. Then we got the filter reeds here that we used in the first drop as well. We got a pitch automation right here to make it, kind of feeling that, ending the song. So it helped actually iterate on this one. So the other variations are here, synths to add some movement to the drops. So here's the first one. Second one. And third. And all together sound like this. So that's how we made our track dive into this world. So hope you guys like the track and tutorial as we do. Now Ozgun will take over the video and show you every single final processing of the track as you hear now on the streaming platforms. Now let's see what Ozgun added to the track. Peace.
So guys, after we done with the production project, we got the renders of every stem and I just loaded inside of a separate project. So in this project, I think the only big change was the low end, the kick and bass. So I just kept the kick from the original project and make a new, the bass line with a new rumble, with new bass layer. So let me show how the low end works. As you see, the rhythm is very groovy, like it not always like a rolling bass. In the end, it just has just a one sustain note, and that I think makes this bass line very interesting, So that's the kick layer I have. So only thing we did to the kick was boosting a little bit of 60 Hz, because in the end we thought we could get a little bit more punch on the sub frequencies. You see, it's like making my chest, shake after I activate the plugin. So it's on the 60 Hz and like boost on the 3. There's nothing happening in the plugin. So also we thought kick could just cut through a little bit better with this top kick. So you see, it makes a huge difference. So that's the rumble. It's from Lister's sample pack. Just a high cut and a very hard sidechain. And after that, this is the rolling bass we have. So this bass is from this functional Psytrance bass plugin. This is a free plugin. I already had a tutorial about it. So it has like, it's a sample-based synth. So it has like 40 different bass, Psytrance basses inside of it. So the preset sounds like this without any processing. So it's like a Psytrance bass, obviously. So the processing wise, this is what I done. I just cut the low frequencies because we already had a rumble. So I just saturated it, put a soft clipper because it was kind of too peaky. You know, the peaks were too short, the soft clipping to tame those peaks of the Psytrance bass. And then just some reducement of the high frequencies. This EQ just makes it not Psytrance, but techno, you know. Just get a Psytrance bass, when you lower its high frequencies, it's become the techno bass. So also I use this bassline VST. This is also a free VST, by the way. So what I've done with this is adding some side harmonics, you know, some saturation, some harmonics to the sides, you know, not the mono signal, but the side signal. If this bass doesn't have it, it's just generating it in 130 Hz. So in the upper bass, I'm not touching the sub. Anyways, there's no sub because we already cut it from the first EQ, like this. So it's like adding some stereo information when this Psytrance, this rolling bass starts. And it makes my bass a little bit wider. So this is very crucial in my opinion. You cannot make a sub stereo, but for the upper bass, you can just try to boost it a little bit. So it just feels more space in the mix. But of course, you gotta be careful on the other elements as well when you do that. And this is the last EQ, one more low cut, and just a sidechain. And I'm just blending the signal very slightly, and we got this low end. To get a little bit brightness on the drums, I just boost a little bit of 12K with this EQ. And let's go to the leads. So in the end, we just rendered the leads without any sidechain, any reverb, you know, the dry leads, and we decided to just process them in a separate project. So the leads, the dry lead stem sounds like this. And then let me show the processing. So first, just some delay and reverb with my patch. So it's like a sidechain delay and reverb. Let me activate the processing one by one so it makes sense. So it's like a very huge, very wide reverb and delay. After that, I got this OTT. So it's just making it more upfront. Some low cut. So this side widener to make the leads a little bit wider. So you can see that it's just pushing the leads a little bit to the sides. And then I just got this EQ. So 100 Hz boost to add some body to the leads, and 4K boost to add some, you know, clarity and in-your-face feeling. So now we are talking. So after that, the leads were a little bit harsh on the high frequencies. This is just a high cut filter. So as you see, just a subtle high cut, and that's for just volume. And then we just got the sidechain. So that's the processing for the leads. Let me check if I have a separate processing for the second leads. It's very similar. So this layer, all we did was just adding a little bit of EQ with this. This time just a body boost, and again the high cut. And for this fill sound, again just a little bit body boost. So I'm applying same EQ, same plugin to all of the lead channels, all of the synths, because I like to have them in the same vibe, you know, same color. Then they could be glued in the track. So guys, other than that, everything was pretty on point on the track, and all we gotta do is just, you know, balance them accordingly. And if the production project was this much clean, you don't need to do much stuff to the track. And I think I can show you the mastering of it. And I'm sure you will be very surprised when you see the mastering. Guys, this is the only thing I have on the master chain. Just a maximizer, and there's literally nothing else. This endless cry for the washout effects for build-ups. And then no compressor, you know, no EQ, nothing. It's just a maximizer. So the story behind this, I wanted to render and listen the track. Is it good? Is it bad? Do I need to, you know, do anything? Because before I'm releasing tracks or like before I'm sending my tracks to the labels, I'm approximately getting maybe 10 or 20 different renders, and I'm just tweaking some, you know, little details until I'm satisfied with it. And I never get satisfied fully, but it's not the topic now. So I just rendered this one with just a maximizer, just to test it, you know, and it was sounding pretty nice. So we just talked with the HIFEER, and he says it's also sounding very nice, and he feels like the track is already done, it's release ready. And then we just send this one to the label, and label just says love it, we will sign it. And if that's the case, you don't need to over process the sound. If it's working, you know, less is more, just go with it. If it's sounding good, just go with it. And the master is pretty crisp, guys. It's like, because of the sound selection, because of the little just mixing and production details, it's already sounding so full. Just listen this one. So as you hear, it doesn't require any additional processing on the master, so that's why just a maximizer was enough. So this is how we made dive into this world. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you can learn something from it and apply this to your own productions as well, guys. So today that was it. See you on the next video. Bye bye. Take care.